Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Dr. Venus Alboruto, Education Program Supervisor from the Department of Education, Schools Division Office of Surigao City, Philippines. And this afternoon, I am honored to present to you my research entitled Making It Real, Exploring the Affordances of Strategic Intervention Material in Teaching with Augmented Reality, or SIMATAR, in Teaching Junior High School. Now, before I start, how many of us here are familiar with augmented reality? Are we familiar with this app? Augmented reality is actually a technology or an application that enables us to have an interactive experience by combining reality and computer-generated concepts. So, in 2017, the Department of Science and Technology developed an application called SIMATAR, using the strategic intervention materials that I have written together with my team, and this was the very first augmented reality in the Philippines. Hence, this study came into reality. So as educators, we know that 21st century education requires the use of innovative strategies and approaches that would make teaching more appealing and meaningful to our students. And as mobile devices become part of everyday life, the use of technology, especially mobile devices, in teaching increase. And we have proven that during the pandemic, where these mobile devices has become really very useful during those times. So on picture, that's actually my student using augmented reality. So one of the newest developing technologies is augmented reality, or AR, which can be applied to many different existing technologies such as computers, tablets, and smartphones. And I, being one of the authors of the materials that was converted into SIMATAR, was prompted to do this study. So there have been several literatures about augmented reality. According to Cheng and Chai in 2013, the use of augmented reality as a teaching tool in other countries started 2 decades ago. And Castillo and his team in 2014 mentioned that one of the technologies that both researchers and professionals have striven to bring into the classroom is augmented reality. So further, they cited that several other researchers have shown how AR improves individuals' performance in learning a variety of physical skills by the combination of AR simulations, training exercises, and tactile feedback interfaces. So, this study aims to, 1, contribute to developing and implementing innovative science education to enhance the quality of science teaching and learning, strengthen the students' motivation for and attitude towards science education, develop a student-centered approach to science education, facilitating inquiry-based teaching, collaboration, and active learning, and strengthen technology-enhanced teaching and learning in ways that make sense to students and teachers. So on the left, actually, is my student using the app. So that is how SIMATAR works. So using their smartphone or tablet, they can manipulate, the picture becomes 3D. So that is SIMATAR. That is available on Play Store and App Store. So that's actually downloadable. So this project sought to find out the efficacy of those apps called SIMATAR, developed by DOST-SEI, or Department of Science and Technology, Science Education Institute, as an innovative teaching tool in junior high school classes to raise the performance of the students and improve teaching and learning effectiveness. Specifically, it sought to find answers to the following questions. First, is there a significant difference in the level of performance of the student participants in terms of their pre-test and post-test scores? Second, what are the perceptions of the participants on SIMATAR apps in terms of usability, visual appeal, accuracy, and up-to-dateness of animation, and educational value? And finally, how effective is the project SIMATAR in improving students' performance based on test scores and perceptions of the participants? So based on those questions, It is hypothesized that there is no significant difference in the level of performance of the students in terms of their pre-test and post-test scores. Now, to answer the questions, the researcher made use of two research designs. One is quasi-experimental design to ascertain the relationship between the dependent and the independent variable. And the second one is descriptive survey design to describe the perceptions of the participants on the effectiveness of the materials in terms of usability, visual appeal, accuracy, and up-to-dateness of information, and the ability to help students improve their performance. The participants of this study include actually 4 classes, 3 grade 8 classes and 1 grade 7 classes of Surigao City National High School. So it is a government school in my place, in Surigao City. So these classes were selected using purposive sampling, and basis of which was the class size. So the class size of these classes selected are those having 30 to 35 in a class. And this was chosen because of the number of tablets that was used during the conduct of the study. So each group was provided with tablets and the printed materials. So the instruments of this study include 45-item test for grade 8 because there are 4 SIMATARs used for grade 8, 25-item test for grade 7, 5 SIMATAR modules or copies, then 10 mobile phones or tablets, activity notebook, and survey questionnaire. So, on the picture below, those are actually the booklets and the activity booklets, this one. So, these are SIMATAR modules and activity booklets, and these are the tablets with installed applications. To gather the data, so these are the steps. So, first, I sought permission to conduct the study from our school's division superintendent. Then, I conducted pre-test. I integrated the innovation or the use of SIMATAR. Then after every integration, I conducted survey questionnaire. Then after all the SIMATARs have been utilized, I conducted post-test. Data were analyzed using t-test and mean and standard deviation. And results show that, so in terms of pre-test and post-test, for grade 7 and grade 8, it could be seen that there is really a big difference in the mean scores of the participants. Therefore, rejecting the null hypothesis, and thus there is significant difference in the performance of the students. As to the perception of the students on the effectiveness in terms of usability, visual appeal, accuracy, and educational value, at the bottom, the general average shows that it is very effective with an average of 3.36. So to summarize, so as to test scores, it shows that there is significant difference, and as to the perception of the participants, SIMATAR was rated as very effective. Aside from that quantitative data, here are also the impressions of my students after they use the application.
SIMATAR enables me to visualize concepts which are hard to understand.
SIMATAR makes me more engaged and motivated in class. SIMATAR makes lesson easy to understand and master. SIMATAR helps me to cope with the lessons that I miss when I'm in training or in competition.
Hence, as a conclusion, SIMATAR apps are very effective in terms of its usability, visual appeal, accuracy, up-to-dateness of information, educational value as perceived by the participants, and that the use of SIMATAR is effective in improving mastery of science concepts. And as a recommendation from this study, it was recommended that school heads must provide funds for training of teachers on the use of these apps, how to download this on Play Store and App Store, and that science teachers use these apps to improve the performance of students in their classes. And for future studies, the following problems may also be considered. One, impact of SIMATAR to students with special education needs, and the effectiveness of SIMATAR to the performance of students in island and barangay schools. So these are the references, and that ends my presentation. Thank you very much.